Oh, howdy all, grab yourself a drink. It is time for some Path of Exile 1 discussion. That's right, we've got some POE 1 news, but actually skip the drink because this is going to be a really short video. Today, we're going to be talking about when 328 is coming out. And the super short version is that the most likely date after reading Grinding Games' post here is the 6th of March. So let's go through their post in full. We're past the halfway point in our current Path of Exile expansion cycle, so we'd like to let you know the timeline for what's happening next. In keeping with our 4-month development cycle, more on this later, you can expect Path of Exile 3.28 to launch early in March. Now, two things we want to add to this. Firstly, this means they're calling it 3.28. Not many of us were expecting 4.0, but I think now you can say that is definitely ruled out. It is 3.28. And secondly, early March. Early March is just a little bit over 4 months from the last expansion having released on the 31st of October. So we're looking at 4 months plus 1 week, assuming they're going early March, i.e. Friday the 6th of March. I can't rule out Friday the 13th of March, but personally I would call that mid-March if that's the date that they're expecting. And so I think that they are saying here that it will be Friday the 6th of March, barring some unforeseen delay. And it's Grinding Games' usual practice that they'll give a cryptic date when they're not absolutely certain that they can meet it, and then later, when they're absolutely certain, they'll give an exact date. As usual, there'll be a content reveal live stream to display what we've been working on. The date for this will be announced in the coming weeks. Now again, this is likely to be 8 days before the expansion, unless there's some major clash, in which case they'll move it slightly. In the meantime, there's plenty of time left to finish your Keepers League challenges, and maybe you'll finally tell Ilith the truth. So just a quick mention on what they're talking about with that, telling Ilith the truth there. I won't spoilers, but if you haven't yet played through the 327 storyline, once you defeat the 2 Breachlord bosses, then you'll get a new dialogue option and there'll be a new little RP event that shows up where you'll be able to go into a new previously locked corridor in the Keeper's Monastery. Definitely do this just for a cool little storyline event. And especially, this is worthwhile doing because it gives you a new dialogue option when you're talking to Ilith, and it's an obviously extremely wrong dialogue option. And it's really quite funny to do. So this is just a lore event. It's not something that's going to make your character more powerful, but it will definitely give you a little bit of a chuckle the first time that you do it. And who knows, maybe you're a terrible enough person to do it more than once. So the big news today looks like the 6th of March. Grinding Games not quite ruling out that it's going to be the 13th of March though. This is definitely a relief for me that it's not the 7th of February. I wasn't expecting the 7th of February, but that was a date I was not going to be able to make. So I'm very glad that it is not that one. Otherwise though, it is quite a while away. So POE 2 in the interim, POE 1 in the interim. There's a couple of big private leagues going. There's the Second Wind private league in Path of Exile 2, which is the biggest private league that's ever been run across either game. There's also Pox's private league in Path of Exile 1, which is also monumental. And there'll likely be new ones taking place during February as well. Keep your eyes peeled on that front because who knows, maybe I will do a POE 1 in that period as well. I'm going to leave it there. May your Varlorbs have interesting results.